Hi everyone, I'm just here to talk about migration and development. This is my field of studies and of practice. When we think about development, usually what we do is, or especially in the Western society, always we associate development with economic growth, and especially with the linear path going from the A point to the B point there, like this. But actually, in the last decades, we saw that it's not really like that. And development is not just a linear path, and it's not just related to economic growth, but it's much more. In 1992, in the Rio de Janeiro conference, the United Nations, for the first time, talked about development as sustainable development, which means we have to live in a sustainable world, we have to act in a sustainable world, and our generation right now has to live in a sustainable world, but also the next generation. So we have to accede to the resources in our land, in our territories. We have to stay in our resources. And sustainable, why? Well, it's about economic, but it's also about environment, and it's also about social. So to have a real development in our countries, we have to have social, economic, and environment as a development. But also we heard something about human development. There is also another agency of the United Nations which is talking about human development, and they also prepare a human development index, which is measuring all over the world our development, which has to be social, again, human, so centered to human people, but also capabilities. So to have a real development, what we have to do is to create the possibility to express ourselves and to be ourselves in our governments, in our states. And when we talk about migration and development, often we think that people from the so-called developing countries are going to the so-called developed countries, they migrate there to improve their life, but that's not true. It's also true in some cases, but it's not always true. Actually, we know the migration are going south-south more than south-north. And with south, we always define developing countries, where even if they are not in the south of the world. And with the north, we always consider the Western countries. And yeah, that's kind of really cultural thing. It's not natural. It's nothing really that we have to take for granted, right? Well, actually, development and migration are really interrelated. And development is really relies on migration, even in both destination and origin countries. And if we migrate from our country, and if we stay in a well situation in the destination country, so we actually are in a situation of well-being, then we will send more remittance in our countries, and remittances are economic remittances. So we send more money to our countries in order to give more, to improve our GDP and our origin countries, but also we invest money there. So we create development. Somebody said that. But about well-being, then is another part. Well-being, when I talk about well-being, I'm talking about the idea of the Gallup scholars of well-being, which is composed by 5 items from 5 points, which are financial well-being, and career well-being. If we can have a good career in our life, we are satisfied with our job or our career, and social connection with both origin communities and destination communities. So if I feel connected, if I feel, I have a ties somewhere, and if I feel the sense of community in the place where I'm living right now, in my destination place, and if I have a good health, well, all this well-being, they compose well-being, and the well-being is actually affecting the possibility to create development. Why? Because development is not just about money, but it's about social stuff. So if I transfer something to my country, origin country, I can also transfer not just money, but also my competence and skills. So we have to start to think that we don't have just economic remittances, but also social remittances. For instance, if here in Eindhoven, we have like a lot of international people coming from all over the world, and you are maybe a designer or an engineer coming here, and you learn something, you do your master here, and you learn new skills, new practices. If you feel connected, if you feel like you have a good well-being here, and you still feel connected with your society, well, then probably you will participate in development project in your origin community, and then you will really contribute with your skills and not just with your money. And that, for many scholars, is actually the key of development. Thank you. Thank you.